So RFK Jr., the only successful third-party candidate in this election cycle. I mean, Cornell's West campaign, done. I don't know about the Libertarians and Chase Oliver, but good luck to you guys. Dr. Jill Stein, the Green Party, mediocre. But see, the thing is, RFK Jr. is a flawed candidate. And recently, Briahna Joy Gray introduced and interviewed a person that was very close to RFK Jr. Now, as we all know, there's an ongoing genocide that's happening in Gaza. As it stands right now, reports are coming in that the death toll is between 186,000 to 200,000. That's nearly 7% of the population. Now, that's numbers that we have right now. Those numbers will rise up. Men, women, and children are being shot at, killed. War crimes are being committed. People are starving. People are dying. Disease is running rampant. 80% of Gaza, dare I say, and maybe all of Gaza is a moonscape. How and what reconstruction will look like, I don't know. I'll be playing this video in its full entirety. I'll try not to pause too much. But there's going to be one moment in this video where an eyebrow is going to be raised. Please don't punch your screen. And yes, I did reach out to this person to see if I could have them on the show too. Brace yourself, folks, and try not to get too angry this righteously beautiful morning.
For a while, we were good buddies. And then when, the Gaza war started, I'm like, Bobby, you have to say something, here, this is a gift to you because you have the ability to distinguish yourself in a way that no other candidate can. You have the credibility to do so. You will win the election if you support the Palestinians in this case. And he came back at me with like, have you read Alan Dershowitz? And I'm like, that
oh boy.
And I mean, seriously, the stuff that he was quoting back to me was so bad. And at one point he's like, maybe it's better if they're all gone, meaning.
Yeah, all right. Came a lot sooner, I forgot. 41 seconds in. Maybe it's a lot better if they're gone. Maybe it's a lot better if they're gone. Maybe it's a lot better if they're gone. Who are you talking about? Maybe it's a lot better if they're gone. Who are you talking about precisely? RFK. Again, this is a conversation that both her and RFK Jr. had. I don't know if RFK Jr. is ever going to confirm that. Again, the folks take this with a grain of salt, but she's speaking to Briahna Joy Gray about this. Play it again one more time.
I mean, seriously, the stuff that he was quoting back to me was so bad. And at one point he's like, maybe it's better.
And her name is Lisa Peace. So there you go. Sorry for not introducing her.
Boy.
And I mean, seriously, the stuff that he was quoting back to me was so bad. And at one point he's like, maybe it's better if they're all gone, meaning, maybe it's just better if they just wipe out all the Palestinians. And that was the moment. It's like, he said that to me personally.
Oh God. A part of you kind of thinking like, really? And then another thing is like, well, hey, that's how he really feels. Well, RFK Jr., you might get your wish, right? That's what you want. Now I understand why you're not why you don't want to interview or have a debate with Max Blumenthal. On the off chance if Max Blumenthal and the friends at the Gray Zone see this, they're going to be rolling through you, man. Sorry, one more time. I'm sorry, folks.
Seriously, the stuff that he was quoting back to me was so bad. And at one point he's like, maybe it's better if they're all gone, meaning, maybe it's just better if they just wipe out all the Palestinians. And that was the moment. It's like, he said that to me personally. And after that, I didn't ever want to talk to him again. That was the end of it. That was the end of it. And it's like, oh my God. And everybody I know, Jody Evans, had a code pink and, tried to talk to him. Pretty much any wonderful person of substance on this planet reached out to Bobby. It's like, you're on the wrong side on this one.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis Kucinich was his campaign manager, and then he wasn't his campaign manager. I've interviewed him a couple of times. Crystal Ball. I mean, we've all had these exchanges with him.
His campaign manager now is his daughter-in-law, who used to work for the CIA, whose first
A to Z me. You be nice in the chat here. Has Bree called in to do Dissident's show yet? Yeah. You're late. LATE.
Two marriages were fake marriages, which makes me wonder about her current marriage.
Wait, what do you mean they were fake marriages?
Meaning they were cover marriages. She was on her mission, and it was a way of keeping her CIA cover to marry these people for, strategic advantage or whatever. And I can't help
That's
but wonder.
fascinating. Wait, how do we know that?
Because she talked about it openly in an interview.
Huh.
Now, maybe she really loves Bobby, the fourth, I guess it would be, or the third. I'm sure she loves her kids. But I also know I read somewhere, and it might have been Whitney Webb, but somebody said that they tried to plant Ghislaine Maxwell on Robert Kennedy Jr. because he was the one most likely to run for president someday with all his environmental.
Jeez. Listen, George Carlin, you were right. You were right, buddy. It's one big club. And you ain't in it. He's doing that musical in the sky, man. He's not rolling in his grave. He's not vomiting in his grave. He is doing a Broadway musical in the up air at the pearly gates. It's called I Told You So. And he's laughing at all of us. It's one big club, and you don't want to be in it.
Advocacy. She talked about it openly in an interview.
Huh.
Now, maybe she really loves Bobby, the fourth, I guess it would be, or the third. I'm sure she loves her kids. But I also know I read somewhere, and it might have been Whitney Webb, but somebody said that they tried to plant Ghislaine Maxwell on Robert Kennedy Jr. because he was the one most likely to run for president someday with all his environmental advocacy. And he was the only one, God bless him, to challenge the 2004 election results, because we all know 2000 was stolen. I watched it unfold right there on TV. But 2000, the Gore election we knew was stolen, but 2004 was less clear. But there was really good evidence that the Republicans hacked into Ohio and got the votes changed. And Bobby wrote about it in Rolling Stone. So he was definitely on the radar of the people who would like to keep things the way they are and not expose that kind of stuff.
So there's a little bit more to that interview, but I just thought I'd just be playing at least that 3-minute clip. I mean, a lot can be said. RFK Jr., or maybe it's a good thing the Palestinians get wiped out. Also, connections with the CIA. Okay. Even people at the CIA need love. Philip, Brian, my CIA handlers, you're going to find that lucky gal someday. I believe in you too. But nonetheless, if this doesn't also put a further bad taste of RFK Jr. in your mouth, I don't know what will be done. I don't know really how the third parties or independents will play off, but somehow, I think they're going to be terrible. So if there's ever going to be a whole collage of commentators and pundits talking about the 2024 election cycle, just remember, the only sad part will be, for me, is looking how the third parties perform. And I'm preparing myself for disappointment. I am preparing myself for disappointment. I had high hopes, but I got to wake up to reality. RFK Jr., goodness gracious, Cretaceous. What a waste. What a waste of time. But hey, this election cycle was pretty entertaining. Wouldn't you agree?